We're going to hope that the mic is working. And I guess we're going to roll. So, oh my goodness. Boy, has it been some time that we have sat like this and spoken. And I figured might as well. I've had so much on my mind and there have been so many DMs. Slowly and surely, I have kind of been opening them and kind of reading them and dwelling on a lot of them. And I figured maybe today we'd have the conversation. And yeah, let's dive into it. There's so much weighing on my mind that one thing I am known to speak about is trauma. And fortunately, I didn't have cameras around when I went through a lot of the craziness I did when I was younger. A lot of these things, a lot of what happened a couple weeks ago happened often in my younger years. So starting from the age of birth to me, I was born unalived and had to deal with reviving my own self. And of course, that's between me and my faith and the people who were there, which included my mom and nurses. And then I went through some deaths that really hurt me and stuck with me, starting with my mom's best friend, who passed away tragically. I used to do segments where I would speak about a subject and go in depth on experience with those things. There's actually been one that's been lingering in my mind. Hopefully I remembered to write it down. But I want to speak about being a divider in someone's life or being a mender. And so much lately that has happened in my personal life. I have this eye-opener about a mender and a divider and what kind of person you want to be in someone's life. And I realized that through all of my best friends' lives, I have been such a big mender, and I've never been a divider. I've always been someone who's brought family together and brought friends together and host and really be the person to talk. This year, I had some crazy, just overwhelming feelings that I needed to spend more time with my family and friends. And for years, it's been focused on my career and me. And I changed that this year. I traveled a lot more to see friends and family. I took my father figure, who I only have left now, Kenny, to multiple Rockets games, and which I'd never done before with him. And I need to take him to an Astros game before the season ends this season. I usually always take him to one because it's usually an all-day event, and I have to take off a lot of time to do that. So I need to make sure I plan that out. So there's a lot that I changed this year because I had this feeling I needed to be around them a lot more. I listened to my heart, and I don't regret it. But starting last fall, I got so much closer to my best friend's mom. And I met my best friend about a year after my mother died. And her mom really became this figure in my life. And I treated her like my own. Unfortunately, she passed in a tragic car accident two and a half weeks ago. God damn. Alongside her grandmother, my best friend's grandmother, who I can't imagine if I got really close to her grandmother as well, I would probably be in like a deeper hole that I'm already in, because I treated her mom like she was mine and spoiled her and took her shopping and spent time with her, just her and I, and lots of phone conversations and text messages. And I treat her so much like my own that she was helping me look at real estate, which is something my significant other of a year and a half hasn't even done with me. So that should tell you the trust and the love that I have for that woman. And I was so blessed to have two amazing parents who did so much for me. And then after they passed, I have been so blessed to have a mother figure and a father figure. And my great aunts, who I considered my grandmother. She was my grandmother's sister. So I love that woman so much. And I speak about her a lot in person and then on camera as well. You guys might remember when I say my aunt who owned a lot of bars and clubs in Houston, that's the aunt I'm talking about. But I have never had the opportunity to speak about these things as I'm in the storm. I've healed X amount of years. I've gone through therapy. I've done this. I've done that. I've changed this about my life and my lifestyle. And here's the result. And here's what I did. And here was my mindset. And this is how I got through it. Well, honey, we are in the middle of it. And I figured we'd kind of do a journey together. I've been very blessed. I've been very blessed with family, friends, and with family, and to have two people step up to the plate from two different sides of my home state, be there to help guide me in my life and give me woman advice, and be there as a father, that my father figure has been there since I was 13. I am just so grateful. And that's why I give so much to my family. I give so much. Like, my cousins will tell you that I think about them and I'm always giving them products that I get and things like that. Like, they're always in my mind. And unfortunately, with that comes such a bond with people. And I feel like I've been unfortunate in this situation a lot, that when it comes to me getting really close and good bonds and trust with people, tragedy strikes. And it always happens to me. This seems to be the only part of my life that has a missing piece, if you will, because my career is very well put together. My lifestyle is very well put together. My personal life as well. Like, there's so much that I am a sharpshooter at, but I am not a sharpshooter at having people last longer than 10 years in my damn life. I don't know what it is, and it always ends in something like this. And I knew that if I got closer to her mom, that one day I would be equally as heartbroken as her. Well, here I am. And it is devastating, to say the least. This has been a shit show for me and for her, but I did not think that this passing would affect me the way that it has the past 2.5 weeks. Let me tell you how bad this has been for me. So I found out when this happened, as a matter of fact, I had just gotten back from out of town, from filming and spending time with family friends from the city my best friend's from, Corpus Christi. Got back not even a full week later, I get the news. And there's a whole situation where I had planned to go get her. But other things that stepped in the way, and there were some decisions made that I didn't think my mother figure should have made. But that is not with me anymore. That is something that I have to have a conversation with me and my faith for the rest of my life, because this week or next week, I was supposed to have gone to get her to come stay with me, and for me to treat her and take her out and do the things I would as if she were my own mom, and have more quality time with her, and then take her back home. safely because I didn't want her driving at all. And, I didn't get to do that. So here I am with this guilt that if I had moved things sooner, my best friend would still have her mom. I'm trying not to effing cry. I'm really trying not to. Okay. After I found out, after she called me, my best friend calls me, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I couldn't believe it. Half an hour in, call my dad, my significant other, call my dad back, and I am just like, if she had listened to me, Dad, if she had listened to me, she would, this would have never happened. I would have never let that happen to her. I have a bigger car. This would have never happened. This is why I wanted to go get her. That's why I told her, numerous of times, if you need me, I'll go get you. Don't make people drive across the state of Texas all the time. I will handle this. Just let's plan this out so it can be safe. And I never stopped crying. And I tell you, the moment I broke and I realized what happened, it has been just mayhem for me. I think I'm fine. I think I'm great. Cry, 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 cry. Can't stop crying. Okay, stop crying. We're fine. We eat. We don't sleep, but we wake up and we cry, 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 cry. I can't do my makeup. Cry, cry, cry. It's just, I don't even think I cried this much for my own parents because at least with my parents, I didn't have this guilt that if I coulda, shoulda, woulda. You know what I mean? It was their time. And fortunately, with the unfortunate situations that happened involving their deaths, it was not on me. Do you see what I'm saying? I wasn't holding responsibility with their lives. I did not go back to filming that Monday or Tuesday. As a matter of fact, the next day I had no sleep that night, that Sunday night, at all. Cried, worrying, wondering what could I have done to have made sure that this didn't happen. Got up, showered, couldn't even blow dry my hair. My hair is halfway wet, halfway decently dressed. Thank God I had my outfits planned out for that week. Thank God I did, because I could barely brush my hair. Didn't eat, of course. Go to the studio. There for 10 minutes in my office / studio. And that's it. I just am crying the whole way. All of Alpha Land, all the workers, all the people see me, and I'm on the phone. My significant other's calling me, and it was so bad that my executives were hugging me. Speaking of my brother, earlier this year in January, when I first signed with Buff Bunny, passed away. My reaction was not like this because I hadn't seen him in 15 years. Now, I cried in the car. Yes, I had those moments that I broke down and I just couldn't believe that how much time has gone and I hadn't taken time to go see my brothers and, anyone of that nature. And that was also what made me change the trajectory of this year, spending time with people. I've seen my father figure more times in 8 months this year than I ever have in any other year. I last year saw him twice. The year before that, once, maybe twice. The year before that, maybe once. This year, every other month, no matter how exhausted I am, I have seemingly made my way over there, forcefully, with gifts. For my father figure and my aunt and my cousins, because life is short. This death has hit me harder than any other before. Yes, even worse than my grandfather's. I think I handled my grandfather's a lot better than this. But I want to tell you why I think I did. Because after all that happened, my mom was alive and she gave me this look. She goes, "You're going to school on Monday." Literally. And so I was taught and shown, and through all the other deaths that happened prior to my grandfather's that affected me so much, my mom was like, "Get your stuff, get ready, and just go." So I learned how to do that. So that's why death and tragedy has been a natural pressure for me. I'm used to it. As a matter of fact, I work better under pressure. If there's no pressure, after the crying for me, after the services for me, through all the murders and all the unfortunate things that happened in my childhood, after a few weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, it's like, stop crying. I'll have my moments where months have passed and I'm thinking about them and I miss them so much, but I have a goal. But this is different. Because part of my goal was to give to her as if she were my mom, to provide for her as if she were my mom. I already was there. She was my mom to me, and I was a bonus daughter to her. Messages on messages on messages of that back and forth, and the communication, the bond we had. This death has hit me as hard as it has because there's so much weight with her. Rings and jewelry shopping and photos and doing hair and makeup and dressing up. That's not what you do with a friend. That's what you do with family. So there's a secret, before every show, ever since this has happened, this is what I look like, this is how I feel. But just like the other passings, I have to keep going, no matter how much pain I'm in, no matter how sick I feel, because I feel sick. Like, I've never felt like this before. I feel like I'm going to throw up when I'm driving. I can't even eat a full meal. I haven't eaten a full meal in a while, like since I was at the services eating with my best friend. Like, I was able to eat full meal. Finally, I ate everything that came across the table. I was able to eat with her, and I think her and I were both able to eat and laugh together. Other than that, yesterday I made a full Cornish hen, and I love Cornish hens. Full Cornish hen, hadn't eaten all day. 12-hour film day straight. Barely ate it. Like a leg. That's all I ate. And I love steamed rice. Quarter of it. Wasn't hungry after that. And that was all that I ate. With all that filming and all that work I did, no appetite at all. Couple California shows I've done this week, last week, before the services. Nearly crying. On air in California, first hour, you could tell I'm about to cry. I'm surprised they didn't rip me off that camera. And you could tell, people were saying it. The audience who watches the shows that I'm on in California notice it. They were telling me. There's just something so different about this. And because she was so young, I was like, oh, this is great. I've got my mother figure for the rest of my life. She's going to... 20 years, we'll be looking back at pictures. And it's like, damn, man. This is why I keep distances with people, but I have such a big heart and I love people so much. I love to be a blessing to people around me, and I love to make things better than what it was before I came in the picture. And she made my life so much better because of her existence and me knowing that I could depend on her opinion. I just can't believe it, you know? Like, I still think about it. I'm like, how? Like, what? You know, like, so sudden. I will be fine and I won't be crying and things are great. And then I feel like I need to throw up this morning. I almost couldn't get out of my seat this morning. I was at the studio. Everything was great. Getting things ready, prepping myself, mentally preparing, looking at all of my mental scripting because I write things down and I mentally prepare myself before every show. And I'm just sitting in my chair and I'm like, okay, you know, my producer's about to get here. I need to make sure that my stuff, like that's when I start to move my water bottle and coffee to the front side of the camera where I can reach it and things like that. Make sure my music is where I want it to be. And I'm about to throw up and I don't understand. I don't know why. I think my body is still so shooken up. And this is the first for me. And you wouldn't believe that this would be a first for me. You would think I am the dictionary and the answer to stuff like this. But now I don't have an answer for myself anymore. It's like, what? Every day I wake up after that, it's hard. I want to cancel every show. I do not want to film. I don't. I am not in the place for it. I am not okay. I don't have answers. Physically, mentally, emotionally. Can't do it. But I think of you. And you guys say I make you laugh. But it's really you who makes me freaking laugh. It's really you who keeps me going, you know? And even if it's just to hang out watching me on air, I love that it's this event to look forward to. And you're excited to see what's going to slip out of my mouth. You're excited to see if there's something controversy I'm going to do or say that could possibly get me in trouble, which it isn't. You know, performing and being my performance for you keeps you going, keeps you looking forward to it. So I have to keep going and keep looking forward to it. Buff Bunny in so many ways has saved my life. I can't even begin to explain my self-esteem. It has saved the way that I feel about performing. They have reassured me. I could have easily said, I can't film for 2 weeks. I can't do this. But I'm grateful that no matter the decision I decided to make, they're behind me on it, and as well as my team, my agents, and management as well. It is difficult. It is a shit show before that camera starts recording and filming, regardless if it's an edit or live. It's a shit show for me. But I am professional. This comes first. My mental health will get better. I have been through this so many times. You guys know that I completely redid my physicality and the way that I was treating my body amazing the way that it was prior to that 1.5 years I told you guys about, where I was filming till like 2, 3 a.m. and it drove me to the ground. It drove me to the ground. Okay. But I was amping it up and doing amazing and working out and doing all this stuff. My cranberry juice, you guys already know. I was doing lymphatic drainage, all this. And then now, boom. My goal was to get to a size medium. Girl, I'm back down to an extra small. You might as well put me in an extra, extra small. Get them extra, extra small leggings, team, because I'm going to need them. Because my size smalls are big on me now. I can't retain weight. Today, I did have a McDonald's breakfast. Terrible. But at least I was able to eat it fully and have dinner. Now, not a full dinner. I did my Italian bread with basil. You guys know that. I think that's about all I can really have today. But at least I've eaten more than once and more than just like a little spoon. Better than it was yesterday. So, is this easy? No. This is way harder than any other situation I have dealt with before. And I think it's because I'm older now. I'm in my 20s. I'm not 12 or 7 or 5 or 15, 16 or 18, 19, 20 with all the other deaths and murders. You know, it's not the same. When you're older, it gets harder to heal. It gets harder to bounce back. And I'm having a difficult time grasping that because I'm the queen of this shit. I'm the queen of getting up and let's go. I myself am not understanding what's wrong. What am I doing wrong? Why are you not hee and ha and Daniela, where's your glow? Where's it at, girl? Because I don't see it, you know? This is going to be a real interesting book to write. I'm so used to figuring it out and knowing the direction to go in. Fortunately, but unfortunately, no one else around me yet again can help me through this. There is no relatability yet again. I can't turn to someone and say, help me because you've been through this before. There's no one. Even my best friend, this is her first time. Okay, bless her damn soul. I prayed that this would never happen to her, that she would never have to experience this type of pain and hurt in her life. And here we are. And I don't have an answer. What's crazy is that I have had numerous of people ask me to predict if someone's going to make it through their trauma. And I can easily look at someone and say, yep, they got enough grit, they'll make it. Or no, start worrying now. Start figuring things out now. And I'm always right when it comes to that. I can predict if someone's going to make it out. Most people don't make it out of stuff like this. The percentage is so high. It's like 97.8 point something else that people don't make it out of trauma alive. And I'm talking without substance. Like without substance, it's even like lower that people who do. I've never smoked. I don't even take Tylenol. So you sure as hell know damn well I've never touched it. Well, I gotta say bug because this is probably gonna go on YouTube. So, yeah. I don't know. The situation is different. The situation looks different. Everyone looks different. The world looks different. So I don't know. When I got back home and it wasn't from her, someone said, please don't leave me. And for privacy reasons, I'm not going to say the person. It's someone on her family side that I would never openly discuss, and not even with her, because that's that relationship, me and them, no one else. So that's a private situation. But I'm worried, you know, like I'm really nervous And I've never seen something like this before. And maybe it was around when I was younger with my cousins and them. But like, I really don't know, because my family had already divided once all of those situations happened. So I only saw my own reaction and my mother's. Then once my parents were killed, it was just me. And my mom reassured me the last time I saw her in person was to go. She said, I just want you to be happy. I pushed you to finish school and get your degrees, all these other accolades, because I wanted you to have choices in life. I wanted you to have options and to know that you are not a limited young woman. And to keep going, that's one of the last conversations I had with my mother in person. And it was so beautiful. So I knew that a few months later, when she would be killed, I had that reassurance inside that she was ready no matter what, and that chase your dreams and do what makes you happy and don't worry about me. That was her number one thing. She'd always say, don't worry about nobody else, but specifically don't worry about her, because she had let life go a long time ago. I think she was just hanging on for me, and that was it. Although she was taken out in a different way. Of course, Starting to feel a little Jason Aldean over here. Sometimes I wish I was a no-show. Sometimes I wish I was a lay low. Seriously. Because if I was, I'd have a normal life. I'd be basic. I'd be normal. I'd be just like. But unfortunately, a path obviously was chosen different for me. I don't know why. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's the audience. Maybe it's someone needs to hear this to know that they're not alone. Because I went through all that fucking shit alone. And to come out with grace is a miracle. So like the promise that I gave to my grandfather when I was 9 is that I wouldn't be someone he wouldn't want me to be. So I'm still not getting tattoos. So I'm still not smoking or ever doing drugs. As a matter of fact, I stay so far away from it that I don't even take American medicine, and I'm very proud of it. I will not pierce my body, besides the ones unconsented from my parents when I was a baby. It's an innocent thing. I will not rebel against life. I will not hurt myself in those ways. This is hard. This is just insane. And I can't believe that this is my life. But I won't stop what I have started. And I'm very grateful to everyone who has understood, to my California production team and my Texas team and my agents and management. Like, I'm so grateful for all of you and the clients that I'm currently in contracts with right now that I signed prior to this happening. Thank you for understanding and being there and just allowing me to do what I need to do for me, and for not forcing me to not film, you allowing me the decision to keep going. So I will see a month from now how it's going, and I love you all so much. And if you are in a situation similar to this, you are not ever alone. I love you guys.